Entrepreneurs Enigma is a podcast for the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, so the wins and the fails that we all face being entrepreneurs, and how we learn from adversity. Every week I talk to a different entrepreneur with a story to tell. I'm Seth Goldstein. Come with me on the journey. This is Entrepreneurs Enigma. Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneurs Enigma podcast. I am, as always, your host, Seth. Today I have a good friend of mine, Mandy McEwen. She is the chief bottle washer, the founder and CEO of Mod Girl Marketing, an award-winning social media consultancy, and Luminetics, a LinkedIn training company where she helps people and companies and salespeople get a handle on LinkedIn, which can be a real bear at times. She has been recognized as a top 24 business-to-business marketer by LinkedIn, top 10 marketer by Digital Marketer, and she's got posts in talking about her in Huffington Post and Maxim Magazine, two very good backlinks. She's very good at SEO, and she's got quite a story to tell. So let's bring her in here. And she's coming from Crete. She's not Greek, but she's coming from Crete. How's it going, Mandy? How you doing?
I am good. How are you? Definitely
Very
not
good.
Greek, but I am enjoying the Greek islands.
Exactly. You're enjoying the Aegean, which is cool.
Yes, indeed.
So, how did this roller coaster get started? I mean, this is pretty wild. I mean,
Which one? Which roller coaster?
Exactly, which
we
one?
got a lot. We got.
I know. And then you're also like the top SEO by Search Engine Journal, and I'm like, well, she clearly knows something about SEO because she got a heck of a backlink from HuffPost and Maxim.
Exactly.
Because I mean, Maxim gives you a link. I just saw this, gave you a link from their top 10 influential women on LinkedIn post. So I'm like,
indeed.
Nice. Good backlink.
I know it is a good backlink for sure.
Exactly.
For show.
So how did this all get started? How did you get into social media marketing and LinkedIn marketing, all this? Like, let's do the origin story a little bit.
Okay. So,
drum roll.
Dun, 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 dun. I failed the GRE in college because I didn't study, thought I'd be smart enough because I graduated high school early, was going to graduate college early, all of the things, but I failed it. I wanted to be a bilingual school psychologist, studied abroad in Spain, thought that was my dream. Didn't study for the GRE, failed it, was really bitter and was like, nah, screw that. I'm not going to get a graduate degree. I'm just going to go get a job. Yeah. So I did, then realized I didn't like working for other people. And sales. I was like, nah, I don't like this. I don't like having a boss. Yeah, I don't like having people tell me what to do. So I started researching ways to make money online like everyone else. This was like circa 2007.
Yes.
And fell in love with the concept of SEO. And so I started teaching myself and buying courses. And then I taught myself HTML website.
That's how most people learned SEO back in the day. You have to kind of teach yourself.
Exactly. And I didn't know WordPress existed. WordPress was like kind of new and I didn't discover it yet. So I was, so I was like building shit from scratch like an idiot, you know? So
it's kind of good way to learn though. It's kind of good way to learn.
Yeah. For sure. So I found affiliate marketing and that's how I started. So when I was Googling, like, how do I make money online? I found affiliate marketing. So I taught myself HTML, SEO, and then I started ranking websites and then I would sell people's products, whether it was like dog training or male, like vitamins for men, like just like the most, yeah, exactly. I'll just keep it that way. The most random things you can possibly think of, right? ClickBank ebooks, like on every niche that you could possibly think of, from healthcare to pets to randomness. I was selling it as an affiliate and I was like, this is not enough to quit my job. I'm making like $10 per commission. Like, this is silly. Dating websites, even like I was like had my own dating websites with affiliates, like all the things I was trying. And I was like, I'm not gonna be able to quit my job with this. So in my sales job, I sold windows, Anderson windows, by the way. I was in home improvement. Yeah. So renewal by Anderson.
That's a tough industry.
Yeah, especially because they were the most expensive windows you could possibly buy. This is in the Midwest in Kansas City. So it's where I learned sales, really. And before that, I was at Sherwin-Williams as selling paint right out of
Yeah.
college. So I was in the home improvement industry. So I
Yeah.
naturally originally got those clients, but I started talking to people about like what they're doing from a marketing standpoint because I was doing it on the side, and they were like
Yeah.
business owners, like roofers and contractors. They were like, our SEO guy sucks. He's ripping us off. Our website's terrible. And I'm like, I bet I could do this for businesses, So I started
Yeah.
talking to them. They started giving me a chance. Then I went on Google and I found like chiropractors. So there was like a
Mhm.
random, I was like, let me try chiropractors, like on the third
Why
page of
not,
Google.
right?
Yeah, why not? I got roofers, I got painters. Let's try chiropractors. So I would go
Let's
and I would
go,
email
jump. But
them.
yeah, okay.
Exactly. And I'd be like, yo, Dr. Smith, your website is on page 3 in Google. No one in hell is going to see that ever. You need to get it to page 1. You don't have to pay me anything. I'll do it for free. And then once I get you in the top 5 results in Google, you pay me $500. And one guy, a young guy, had just started his practice. He's like, sure, Blake, you're
What's
the
he gotta
best.
lose? Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, why not? So it worked. And I did it again. I did it again. And then I started working with these roofers, these contractors, and they were like, hey, I want you to make my website. And at this point, I'd already discovered how to use WordPress. So I was building,
Ah. Oh, exactly.
building WordPress websites for people, ranking them in Google. And I was like, shit, I got a local marketing business right here. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's how it started. Then I got laid off, which
Ah,
gave me an opportunity to go full time with it.
yeah.
So, and then I started hiring people, and then it's evolved a lot. I mean, this was technically legally my business started in 2010,
Oh, yeah. 2 years after
legally, but I
mine.
was doing online marketing since 2007, right?
Yeah, the IRS doesn't need to know everything.
Exactly. They
They're not
don't need
listening
to
to
know
this
shit.
podcast or anything, We're gonna take a quick break, hear from our sponsors, and get right back to the show.
I wasn't making enough money to where they would even bother messing with me anyway back
Nah, it
then.
costs too
So
much to send an
yeah,
auditor out to look at your
exactly,
books. It's not
exactly.
worth it. Exactly.
So yeah, that's
And
how it started. And then I hired my first people, freelancers, and then full-time employee via Fiverr, Fiverr.com. Back in the day, I know
back when
your
it's actually
face is
$5,
epic.
when it was actually a
Back
fiver.
back when it literally was $5, like right when it launched, and it was like amazing because you could actually find like quality people really quickly there,
Yeah.
for $5. And that's where my first freelancer and who ended up being my first full-time employee was Fiverr.
Wow, that's
I
awesome.
know, right?
And then you made your way into Luminetics.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot that happened before I
Oh,
launched
there's a
my
lot there.
LinkedIn training
So
agency.
you're
But I'll
busy
keep the
doing.
short version.
Give us
Yeah.
a
So
short version, yeah.
I was doing online marketing of all kinds, including
Yeah.
I ended up expanding globally, obviously, not just Kansas City clients. And then I discovered how to get clients on LinkedIn. This was like back in 2014, probably
Yeah.
2015. And I started telling people about it because I was like ranked number 1 in Google for white label online marketing for many, many, many years. And so
That's nice.
agencies would find me and hire me to do their SEO for their clients and stuff. And so they would also want me to coach them because there was a lot
Yeah.
of newbie agencies that like found me from that word or that keyword in Google. And so I would just out of the kindness of my heart tell them how to get clients, and they
Yeah.
would go and do it. And I was like, use LinkedIn, like it's a gold mine. Like, and again, this was like back in the day, like almost 10 years ago,
You back when
and
LinkedIn
they
was
would,
really ugly. Yeah.
yeah, back when LinkedIn was literally like a resume site, but there was still opportunity there, and
Yeah.
it had just like it had just started becoming cooler, right? Not as
Yeah.
cool as it is now, but it wasn't like it was starting to become a place where people hang out more. And I realized that, and I started landing lots of clients there. And so I would tell these agencies about it, and they were like, Mandy, whatever you did, it worked. I landed 15 appointments this week just from what you told me to do. And I was like,
I
that's
know, it
amazing.
works.
Good job. Yeah. So they were like,
You're
you
like, "No
should have a
shit." Like, it
course. I'm like,
works. I
yeah, no
told
shit.
you.
I do this. I told you. I'm glad you did it. And they're like, you need to share this. You need to have a course on this. And I'm like, okay, why not? So that's what I
Why
did.
not?
Yeah, so I created, and then I fell into the course business for a few years, that's a whole other story.
Yeah,
And then
that can be a dumpster fire in its own
yeah,
right.
that's a whole other podcast episode. And then I pivoted again. So I was already kind of known as this LinkedIn girl, right? And I had made a name for myself even with LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn started like including me in like their influencer articles and stuff. And this was several years
Yeah.
ago, right? And so then I was like, COVID hit, and all my plastic surgery clients couldn't pay me anymore because they were shut down. I was in healthcare. I had a lot of
Oh,
doctors, plastic surgeons, right? And I was like, well, shit, guess we need to go back to LinkedIn, and we were already still kind of doing LinkedIn, but the agency world, it's like,
Yeah,
you have
you
this
came on my
client, you have this
radar.
client.
You came on my
Yep.
radar during COVID. So we
Okay.
met, like, we talked for the first time last year, but
Hmm.
I had kept you had been popping across my LinkedIn screen for about a year prior to that, and I'm like, "Who is
Okay.
this person?" Because she knows what she's talking about,
Who is this
and
random
she's
chick?
confident, and she presents well,
uh,
and I'm like, "Alright, well, I have to meet this person then." So let's have a call.
and then
So,
here we are.
and
I
here
love
we
it.
are.
I love
You're in
it. So
Greece.
yeah, that is when, yeah, here you are in Murka, and here I am
Mer
in
Crete.
Greece on an island. So because all that was happening and I lost like 80% of my clients, I was like, well, shit, we gotta go to our B2B. Like, we got B2B clients, we only have a couple. Like, we need to go all in on this because our healthcare clients they're not practicing right now. They're shut
Yeah,
down. So that's what
literally,
made me
yeah,
like kind of pivot fully into Luminetics, which is what I created in 2021, just to
yeah,
separate Mod Girl, which is a digital social media agency, from LinkedIn training. They're two separate
yeah.
entities. So that's why I created it. And I went all in because I was like, there's not enough people doing this. Businesses
Huh.
are clueless when it comes to LinkedIn.
Mhm.
And we're really, really good at it. We've done it time and time again for ourselves and our clients. So why are we not like making a whole other, making a focus on this
A
and putting a
vertical,
brand
yeah.
behind it and going for it.
Okay.
So that's kind of the story of how I got to, be the LinkedIn trainer under a new brand. In
I
addition to
love
the marketer side too. So I'm kind
Marco,
of a
and you
social seller
yeah.
marketer.
You clearly have fun with it, which is what you can see.
Yeah, I love it.
You're enjoying yourself, and that comes
Totally.
across in your videos. It comes across when you talk to you that it's fun, and it's
Yes.
not just it's a job, but it's a fun job kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is the reason I got out of the course world is it wasn't fun for me. Like,
Mhm.
I'm too old at this point to be doing shit I don't like to do,
Yeah,
Like,
pick and choose, yeah.
I've been an entrepreneur for like 15 years now. And so I'm
Isn't it
like,
crazy to think about that? Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy.
I guess not. I guess it's technically 13 years, but I've been an online marketer for 15 years.
Yeah,
I've been an entrepreneur for 13 years, right? So it's like, at this stage in my career, I'm not in my early 20s. Like, I'm going to do what makes me happy, period,
damn straight.
And I like this stuff. And I'm like, I didn't like having to do webinars, and like, the course world is totally different than it was, 4 years ago. So it's, I'm slowly getting back into a different model of what I was doing, but it was stressing me
Figuring it
out.
out, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I like this. I like working with companies. I like working with executives. I like working with
It's
people
different every
that
day.
it's different every day. Like, the industries, like, even though it's tech, it's like everything is so, like, I'm learning all the time. So it's like my
Yeah.
brain is constantly learning, which is, I have to have that because I'm the type that doesn't like, my brain doesn't stop, right? So
It
that's why
doesn't
I'm an
stop, it just
entrepreneur,
goes,
because
goes,
I'd
goes,
get
goes, goes.
bored. Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly,
You know.
exactly. So what is the best part about being an entrepreneur? I mean,
The best
we
part,
know why sales sucked. Most of us know that, but
yeah, for sure. The best part is, like, literally where you're talking to me from right
I
now
know
is the
you're
best part of being an entrepreneur. It's freedom. That is the best part.
literally
Like,
traveling
it's
around the
8
world.
yeah, it's 8:51 PM. I get to make my own schedule. I went on a little adventure today. I explored, I hiked, I went to the grocery store. I didn't start working till like
That's
5
an
PM.
adventure in a different country where it's not even the same, like, when it's not even the same alphabet,
Exactly. No clue what I'm getting half the time, but I'm like, "Oh, this looks good." We'll go with that.
and it's like squidding.
Um Yeah, for real. At least they have the Google, like, when I need it, but or you can just ask people. I'm like, this doesn't look like sparkling water, but it's in a glass thing. It's not sparkling water. It's like, no, still sparkling there. Points. I was like, okay, thanks. That's what I needed to know. Thanks.
Or vodka.
Vodka,
You
exactly.
come home, you pour
They
yourself a
got plenty
glass, you
of,
chug it real fast, you're like, "Whoa,
yes.
that's pretty wild."
Oh man. So yeah, that's my answer. Honestly, the best part is hands down the freedom to do whatever the hell you want to do, when you want to do it, work with whoever you want to deal with, not
Yeah,
work with whoever you want to deal with, hire the exact people you want to hire, fire
yeah,
the people that aren't working out instantly, like, none of the corporate bullshit that you have to deal
yeah.
with politics. Like, you
Oh,
don't have to deal with any of
absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
It's great.
But then on the flip side, what keeps you up at night besides, like, crazy Greek
Exactly.
weddings?
What keeps me up at night is the same, like, the flip side of being an
Yeah.
entrepreneur is, like, it's always something. You're never done working. You're never ever done,
Mhm.
right? And as a, high energy, like ADD, like always want to do
Wait, you're
something
high energy?
entrepreneur
No, we
too.
couldn't get that from this
You
call.
couldn't tell at all. Exactly. Exactly. So like my brain is like, I gotta do this. I gotta and I even like just focus things. It's like it's never done, and
Yeah,
then it's just prioritizing. That's the big challenge too with
yeah,
entrepreneurship, I think, is like, okay, you have all of these irons in the fire here and you have all these opportunities, but you also are just one person. You might have a team. I do have a team. That's great. But there's only one Mandy,
yeah.
and
There
I'm the
can
one
only be one
driving.
Mandy.
Yeah, I'm the visionary. Thank God. Two might be a bit much.
I have 2. My
Um,
son is just like me, and the world does not need 2 of me.
that's amazing. I want to meet him. Sounds
Oh,
amazing.
he's a riot.
When I come visit, for
When you
sure.
come in, we get cheesesteaks, you'll meet my kid. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. That'll be epic. But yeah, it's just the prioritization and the stress that it causes of like, am I making the right decisions? Should I focus on this? The scalability factor.
Mhm.
It's just always something to worry about. I don't know if you want to use the word worry, but to deal with.
No.
You
There's
know?
always something that keeps you up at night.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
Always.
alright, so being a traveler, a world traveler, where in the world is Mandy McEwen? Um, what is the most important thing to carry with you all the time, besides the passport?
Oh, yeah. That's a good antibacterial gel for sure.
I haven't heard
Wipes
that one before, but that's a good one, yeah.
Wipes and antibacterial 100% best answer. I'm very clean though. I'm very like OCD with cleanliness. And so like it's traveling for me too is like
Yeah.
sometimes it stresses me out, especially because I have to take public transportation in Europe. I literally have taken planes, trains, and automobiles in this like
You
within
tri
the
you
first
did the work.
week. Yeah, within the first week I got to London, I literally was like plane, train, taxi within 24 hours, So like I'm constantly dealing with public transportation. When in the States, I'm not, unless I'm in like New York City, that's different. But
You don't wanna
anywhere else
drive
that
in
I'm
New
in.
York,
Yeah,
gee.
you definitely don't want to drive in New York. But anywhere else, like I was in California for 10 years, I'm from Kansas, like you don't take public transportation there,
No.
You just
Kansas,
don't.
yeah, public
I
transit?
mean,
Huh? Yeah.
SF maybe San Francisco with BART, but I wasn't in SF. I was in LA and then Sacramento. So for me, it's like the traveling is the cleanliness germ thing
Yeah,
is what
exactly.
that's my biggest tip.
Bring hand
Uh,
sanitizer
yeah,
and wet naps
for
everywhere.
sure. There's a lot though. Like there's a lot. Like you have to make sure all the adapters are right and you have the right
Oh,
cords and
you
like
know,
it's
you
like
have you ever fried an outlet by putting the wrong one in?
yeah, I mean, so I literally fried my hair wand in London because I don't even know how to explain this. Like
They're
their
too
power
high.
is a lot more than
Yeah.
ours, and I didn't have the little thing that protected it, and it fried it. So I had to go buy one in Athens, but it's a European plug. So now I have my own little curler for when I'm in Europe, I guess, because I can't use it in the States unless I get another converter to convert from the European to the. It's,
Oh, it's
yeah,
the traveler
uh-huh,
dilemma.
the life of Dora. It's never a dull
They
moment.
had
That's
Dora
for
the Explorer.
sure.
So we covered Carmen Sandiego and Dora. Love it.
And Dora, yep.
So where can people find you online, Mandy?
Yeah, LinkedIn obviously is the best.
Oh
So my
no,
handle is
really? Yeah.
I know, Mandy Mod Girl everywhere, but modgirlmarketing.com is our company website, one of
Mhm.
them, and you'll be able to find Luminetics from that as well. But yeah, I'm active on all the social channels, but LinkedIn is my jam. So
It's
that
your
would be the best
jam,
place. Yeah.
absolutely. This has been so much fun. I'm so glad we got to chat. I know
Yeah, likewise.
it's what is it, like 9 there now? Because
It
it's 2
is. It's
here. Yeah.
9. Yeah.
I Googled that before. I'm like, "What's the time, Eastern time to Crete?" I
Yeah,
didn't know
it's
what
11
time zone it
hours.
was. I'm like, I was like, "To Crete." That time zone. What is that time
It's
zone?
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Most of my girls that work for me are in California, so it's a 10-hour time difference. It's wild.
What's interesting, East Coast of Philippines is 12 hours. It's, like,
Oh,
brilliant. So, like, I have a virtual assistant person who I'm talking to, and they're like, "Well, it's great because 8 o'clock your time is 8 o'clock our time." It
easy.
just
Yep. I know. I liked when I was in Hawaii and I would talk to my Europe friends and it was 12 hours and it was really easy for me to remember what time they were at.
you're
It's
not
like,
waking up in the middle of the night saying,
yeah,
"Mandy, it's the middle of the
exactly.
night."
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, this has been great, and we'll see everyone next time. That was a great show. If you're enjoying Entrepreneurs Enigma, please review us in the podcast directory of your choice. Every review helps other podcast listeners find our show. If you're looking for other podcasts in the marketing space, look no further than the Marketing Podcast Network at marketingpodcasts.net. Goldstein Media hopes you have enjoyed this episode.